guys, this is Connor with Airsoft Legion, and today I have a review for you on the Javelin M4 RIS electric blowback system. So, okay, now first off I want to talk about the magazine and the battery. Now, this gun does come with an 8.4 volt if you buy the battery and charger package, but I chose to get a 9.6 volt and get a smart charger so I wouldn't have to upgrade later on. So I got a 1600 milliamp, and you can see the fire rate on my shooting test that I'll put up. And the next thing it comes with is a 300 round high capacity magazine that's in gray. Now, probably one of the biggest problems with this gun is the magazine wobble. It does wobble a little bit now, but it does wobble a lot more without electrical tape. So it's not that big of a deal now, but I suggest putting some tape on there so it just reduces how much wobble there is on the gun. So I would suggest putting tape around it. It's not that big a deal. It works, or it wobbles with every single mag you can think of. So you're gonna need tape for either one. I have mid caps, King arms. They wobble in that too. Put tape around it. It's less wobble. But the main thing is that they do feed fine. So you don't need to worry about feeding issues. So yeah, I'm just gonna start from the back and then go to the front. So here we go. Okay, now to the stock. It is a basic LE stock, but it does look very different from the eye view. It is a custom stock. I'm guessing Javelin made. It's a very nice stock, if you ask me. There's some room to put your cheek on it, to shoulder it. There's a little bit of room for that. It does have a rail here if you want to put a magazine on there with a pouch. And it does have a very nice rubber butt plate for the shoulder. It feels very nice against your arm, other than the standard stock that comes with usual other guns. And there's also a screw right there, if you can see that. That screw, you can unscrew it. And there's two battery compartments, so you can put batteries in there for your red dot or whatever you got for your gun. It features a sling mount right here. It has a 6 position stock, so on. And it has a metal buffer tube. But the thing that I've heard about this gun is that when you do take off the stock and you want to put a 1-point sling mount on this gun, that there is a hex screw, and you have to stick the hex screw all the way, the Allen wrench, all the way down through your whole buffer tube to take the buffer tube off to put your sling mount on, which that's going to be pretty hard to find a Allen wrench for that. So I'd probably just suggest taking a flathead screwdriver and try to wedge it in there, turn it around. So, alright, now we're going to go to the middle section. Okay, now to the body. First off, you will notice that there is a very comfortable Tango Down style grip. Nice polymer, it's very sturdy. Then you got your forward assist, not functional. You have your charging handle. Nice, crisp sound. It is full metal, but it is kind of wobbly, so I wouldn't suggest just cocking it back all the time. But you can be gentle with it, and it works fine. Then you have your it's a low profile back sight. It's kind of like off the charging handle, except the charging handle's not there. It's just the sight off of it. So it has your windage and elevation, and you can remove it. I just don't have the patience to do it right now. So yeah, and you have right on the side, right there, you have Javelin Airsoft Gun Works, made in China. It is made in China. Not that big of a deal. People say it is, but it's really not that big of a deal. You have your mag release right here. It is not ambidextrous, and neither is your firing selector. And you have your trigger, your standard trigger and everything. And then moving on to the other side, you have very nice trademarks right there. The Javelin logo, your own serial number, and your caliber, 6mm, and the name of the gun right there. You have electric blowback system right there. You also have your delta ring in the front right here that houses your battery. You have your fire selector right here. Very crisp, sounds nice. One problem I did find with the blowback on this gun is that it's not that big of a deal, but when you're shooting sometimes, if you're trying to go for that fast trigger on semi-automatic, sometimes the bolt gets caught halfway and kind of screws up your shooting. So I'd suggest pulling your trigger all the way back. That may solve most of it, but it's usually not that big of a deal. But your electric blowback is a very nice feature. Has a little bit of realism to it. It gives you a little bit of kick on the gun, and yes. So then now, it actually does have a metal receiver. The top is a metal receiver. The bottom feels, pretty sure it's metal. Yeah, it is metal. And your grip is polymer, like I said. You also have rail room up here for any optic you want. So yeah, I'm going to move on to the front now. So yeah. Okay, now to the front portion of the gun. First off, you'll notice you have your delta ring. Standard delta ring that does house your battery. That fits right there. Now, one of the problems that I have found on this gun is it does take some time to put your battery in it. First off, I put my nunchuck in there and it gets stuck down in there, and that was one problem. And I partially tore my heat shield on the battery, but it's really not that big of a deal. I mean, you'll get used to it. Find a good way to stick your battery in there, and it'll work fine, probably for you. It does feature a quad-sided rail. Has rails on each side to mount a foregrip. I have put a foregrip on, and it does work pretty fine, and it's nice for the gun, I'd say. I have just a standard foregrip right here that I have on my unboxing. It is a pretty decent foregrip, but it was kind of sharp on my hands, so I basically just taped it, the whole thing of it, basically the whole thing. It has rails on the side, so it's kind of annoying, but whatever does the trick. And moving up, you have a sling mount right here, your standard sling mount. You have your triangle post sights up in the front right here. It is metal, and all of your rails are metal also, I forgot to say that. Your barrel is metal, it's a one-piece barrel, and you have your flash hider. And the cool thing about this gun, I did buy it off Airsoft GI for $180. The cool thing about it is that off Airsoft GI, they give you a custom black flash hider from Airsoft GI, which is very cool, and it's very easy to remove this. All you do is just unscrew it. There's no glue, no key or anything that you have to stick in there. It just looks like that. And you just screw on your silencer or whatever you want to put on it. I don't have my black one on right now because when I go shoot out at my fort and walking through neighborhoods, I really don't want to look like I'm carrying around a real M4, but I guess gotta do what the law says. Now, overall about this gun, it's a very lightweight gun. I mean, it's lighter than probably a JG M4, and a JG isn't even full metal, and this thing is full metal. It's very sturdy, barely any wobble. I'm holding on to the sling. The only thing you hear wobbling is your sight. There's no wobbling at all. Everything is sturdy. You have a little bit of wobble on this, but that's standard. A little wobble on this, also standard. Yeah, this gun performs pretty well. I haven't used it in a war, but I have shot it quite a bit of times. Feeds very nicely. Very lightweight. It's decent for field. I mean, you might want to put in a few upgrades for your gun to put in a few upgrades for it, but Other than that, it performs pretty nicely. I'd probably suggest either, if you're one of those iron sight people, this should work fine for you. It's got your peep sight and your low light sight right there. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but yeah. And also, this gun, in the beginning, it didn't seem like it was really that amazing to me, but then you just gotta get used to, like, the battery, you know. Every gun has flaws to it. No gun is actually perfect, but this gun does perform pretty well. I'm gonna have a performance review. I'm having a war this Sunday. Bryce will have his gun on Monday. Probably get an unboxing. Probably a review in the next week of that gun, and he'll probably get a performance test on his too. So you guys can look forward to that stuff too. I'd really suggest this gun to anyone who wants a good solid gun. Probably for that beginner to intermediate type range level, just emerging in. This is a very good customizable gun. You can customize it to anything you really want. Slap on a different stock, different handguard, pistol grip, you name it. Put in a different mag. But this is a very customizable gun. You can practically buy it on anything, Airsoft GI, e-Vike, any site you want. I'd suggest getting it off of Airsoft GI. Better products, and yeah. But I really suggest this gun, and yeah, that's about it. Thank you.